I'm here by the water, and I have my book of many things. Been doing some writing and stuff. So I thought I'd just pop on live and see if anybody's around and wants to check in, say hi. There's a whole line of chairs that are lining the ocean, and they're all facing the ocean, and mine is facing away from the ocean. So people are looking at me like I'm weird. But I wanted to make it so you all could see the ocean. Yeah, so today's been a good day. It's day 2 of my writing retreat. It's been a very hard day. It's been up about 95 degrees. So hot that I could not go outside until now. It's getting close to sunset, and it's starting to cool down. It's about 80. And if you're tuning in, say hi in the chat. I don't know what I'm here to talk about. I just wanted to see if anyone was around and wanted to say hi. So it's cooled down, and so I spent the day just in my room with the AC on, writing. Hey, Megan. I needed to stay cool. Hey, Jody. I have my iced coffee right here, and it has cooled down. You both are on the East Coast. Jody, you're not far away, and Megan, you're not far away. You both are just north of me. So it's cooled down. I'm by the water. But today was so hot that I really didn't leave the apartment, not the apartment, the inn. I'm staying at an inn. And air conditioning was blasting, and I was just writing. But I'm not happy really with what I wrote. It is so peaceful here, Jody. Newburyport, you've been to Newburyport, I'm sure, plenty of times. It's one of my favorite places. I'm definitely going to come back and do another writing retreat here. It has everything that I need. The inn that I'm staying at is, hey Avery, is right in the center of town. So I step out the door and I'm right there with all the shops. And there's a juice place there, there's a coffee place, several coffee places. And when I first got here, I scoped out the neighborhood and found 3 ice cream shops. Glitch. Good to see you, Glitch. So yeah, the first thing, even before I checked in, I walked around and found 3 ice cream shops, and I got an ice cream. So I think I'll probably get a big ice cream sundae on the way home if they're still open. Everything here kind of closes early because it's a weekday, but the sun sets very late. So thanks everybody for saying hi. I have been craving so much ice cream lately. I don't know if you can tell, but my eating disorder has been going very well. In the morning, it's very hard still. I have a hard time eating, but once I get eating throughout the day, I'm able to eat better. So I'm doing much better with my eating disorder. And ice cream, specifically ice cream sundae with lots of chocolate, and ice cream and chocolates have been something that I've just been eating a lot of. So yeah, I'll eat some for you, Avery. I'm gonna get an ice cream sundae on the way back. So I spent the day writing about when I was 13. I knew Jody here when I was back then, I think. And this was junior high. I knew Jody in the junior high. But I'm writing about when I went away to psychiatric hospital in New Hampshire. And it's been very difficult because there's so many things that I want to say about. I spent 6 months at that first hospital, and it's almost like I could write a TV series about the cast of people that I was on that unit with. You know, it was like an ensemble cast of patients, and so many interesting things happened. I grew a lot. I learned a lot of positive lessons, and I learned a lot of negative lessons. I got in fights. I got restrained. I got put in 5-point restraints. Um, we planned escapes. We made music and learned how to write songs. We did so many things. Me and this kid Brian, this girl Janet, this girl Melissa, this girl Debbie, and then there was this kid who's Jose, who was kind of a bully on the unit, and but he was an abused kid and had a hard time, and he was my roommate. And then there was another kid, Nick, who I punched in the face because he made fun of my teeth. So there's just so many stories that come off of that unit K. K is for kids, and I don't know how to just write about it. You know, it's just so what I'm doing is right now is I'm just writing everything I remember, and it's not really in any particular order. Um, and then I'm hoping later on I can sit down and put it all into some sort of narrative and some sort of order. Because right now it's just all fragmented memories. My whole life is like that, but um, I'm kind of used to that. The whole book is going to be like fragmented memories. How's everybody else doing? How much battery do I have? Oh. It is so, I'm so nice, so glad that it's nice and cool now. It was so hot today. And yeah, I did get a good amount of, I'm happy with the amount of writing that I did. I'm not happy with the quality. And when I think about it, I just get overwhelmed. I kind of wish this book would just be written. It's perfectly okay to write out what you remember regardless of the order. Thank you. Yeah, there's this, I'm kind of doing a weave, you know, I talk about this, talk about that, go back to this, talk about something else, talk about the first thing. And it's just like, it's very chaotic. And I suppose as long as I get it out, um, I wrote one chapter and my computer erased it. I was having this problem with the mouse pad where it was just automatically doing things, and it highlighted this thing and it closed the file and didn't save it, and I hadn't saved the file, so I lost the whole file. Luckily I rewrote it, it wasn't too bad. There's some people taking some family photos. Yesterday, I was down here last night and everybody was walking their dogs. I'm not seeing any dogs here tonight. Chaotic, yes, but life was chaotic, that's true. Um, oh, I had a great idea too. I made this list. I can break out this list. We got people watching, that's pretty cool. Say hi if you're watching. Let me know where you're from. I like to know where people are from. I want to make one of those maps, you know, where you put pins of where people are from. Oh, I got a sticker today. I got a entering Newburyport. This is what the Massachusetts sign when you're entering Massachusetts looks like, but this says Newburyport. So I'm gonna stick that. I can stick that on my book. This book is gonna be just a collection of stickers. Jody says, it will come to you. You're a gifted songwriter, and I'm sure you will figure it out. I look forward to reading it eventually. Thanks so much, Jody. You're a very important person in my life. Not only, you know, in school age life, but in adult life as well when we reconnected and I was in Alaska. If it wasn't for you, Jody, I would still probably be in Alaska trying to get out, you know. I wasn't put in, as you know, I wasn't put in a very good position to get out of Alaska and back to Boston where my son was. So I'm really grateful to you for helping me do that. Imagine if I was still in Alaska, and my son was here. I don't think I would be alive. I wasn't in a good trajectory in Alaska. Thanks, Jody. I really appreciate it. Love you. I have a lot of love to give to the people in my life. I really want them to know, and that I have a lot of love for them. And throughout my days, I often think about the people throughout my life. I think about Jody whenever I hear this song. Look at this man, so blessed with inspiration. Look at this soul, still searching for salvation. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. That was really bad. I was talking with Glimmer and yesterday. Y'all know Glimmer, my friend, and I'm writing this new song, and I want it to be a cappella. And Glimmer is a wonderful voice teacher, so I'm hoping to get voice lessons so she'll help me hit all the correct notes and stay in tune. My new song that I just finished, um, it's called Black Tie and Tiara. And what it is about is it's about how I'm I'm a cis man. I'm a male. I was born male. I'm straight, and I'm attracted to women. And but I have a very feminine side to me, and that's what this song is about. Is that I feed the feminine side of me, and that makes me more powerful. It makes me feel more powerful as a person to be a man who is able to feed their feminine side, because there's a lot of power to draw from the feminine side. Women in my life have always played an important role, and I always feel more comfortable around women and connected to the women in my life. And so I generally feed the feminine side of me, and there's a lot of people that I met in my life who think that I'm gay. Um, my mannerisms, the way I sit, talk, walk, and talk, and things like that, because I am a bit feminine. Um, but it's only been the last, I don't know, 10 years or so to 5 years or so where I felt comfortable, and I've had people in my life who support me to just be who I am and not try to be super manly and masculine, and I don't need to be that way. So I enjoy and I feel more powerful as a human being feeding both the male and the female side of me. So that's what the song is about. It's Black Tie and Tiara. And I think it's gonna be a cappella, a jazz tune. Yeah. Oh, so I don't know what else to do. Talk about tonight. I'm gonna go back and do some more writing, and then tomorrow I want to get up and catch the sunrise. That's about 5 in the morning. And if you're up and online at 5 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, maybe I'll go live, or I don't know. I might just want to catch it on video. Megan says, I love you just the way you are, Kev. Don't ever change. Thanks. Well, change is inevitable. The only thing that doesn't change is change. Oh, it's a beautiful sunset. You can't really see the colors on here at all, but the sky is turning a really beautiful color. I could just sit out here and people watch all night. I would like to just sit out here for like 2 or 3 hours, just watch the water and people watch. But I also want to get to the ice cream shop before it closes. I should go get an ice cream and then come eat it by the water. What's everybody's favorite ice cream? My favorite ice cream is chocolate. The other day I was at home and I was hanging out with my neighbor Jeff, and then I stopped and I went back to my apartment and I was working, and I was craving a sundae, and Here in America, we have a restaurant called Friendly's, and they have a sundae called the Jim Dandy, which is like a banana split, but it's got twice as much of everything. It's got 2 bananas, twice as much chocolate. It has every single topping you can have. And I was just craving a Jim Dandy, but I didn't want to go and get just one. So it didn't seem worth the effort just to get one for me. So I went down. I was like, Jeff, do you want a sundae? And he's like, yeah. I was like, it's on me. Yeah, I was like, I'm getting a Jim Dandy. I was like, what do you want? He's like, I want a Jim Dandy. So I went and ordered 2 Jim Dandies, and Jeff and I just sat there and we smoked cannabis and ate Jim Dandy ice cream sundaes. Let's see. Megan likes butter pecan. Jeff really likes butter pecan too. And Jody likes peppermint stick with chocolate jimmies. I do like chocolate jimmies. If you don't know what jimmies are, jimmies is kind of a northeastern term, but they're sprinkles, chocolate sprinkles. I think it's just in New England here that we call them jimmies. I like, chocolate is my favorite. I love anything chocolate. Like, I like to just eat chocolate. And so when I get ice cream, I eat chocolate ice cream. I like strawberry. And I don't like a lot of other flavors. I don't, if it's just a scoop on an ice cream cone, I like almost anything. But if I'm gonna have a lot of it, it's usually just chocolate or strawberry. Oh, I'm sweating out here. I keep looking to see if people are watching. I was like, if nobody's watching, I'll just head home. And then there's always people watching. Megan, you're so sweet. Send a Venmo. I am going to get ice cream. It comes from the GoFundMe. Everything that my hotel, my food, and my snacks and stuff is all coming from the GoFundMe. So you've already bought me a sundae. All of you who have donated to the GoFundMe, you bought me this drink, you bought me my breakfast, and you're gonna buy me a sundae in a little while. So it's really been nice. When I'm at home, the first thing I think about is I'm in survival mode, and I'm like, what am I gonna eat? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna spend money on? What am I not going to? Where am I gonna get resources? And then when I step into the writing retreat, my account switches over to the GoFundMe account, and I don't have to think about those things. Like, I woke up this morning and I wasn't like, what am I gonna eat? How am I gonna get places? I just woke up like, oh, I could go have breakfast, and I can go for a walk, and it takes me out of survival mode, which is it's so hard to write about trauma when you're in survival mode. But coming here and just not having to worry about those things and just stay in the hotel room and write, it was really feels good. And I realized that when I went to LA, because when I went to LA, everything was paid for. I didn't have to really worry about anything. And I found that I felt free to start writing. And as soon as I got on the plane, I took out my laptop and I just started writing and writing. And I got to the hotel, put my laptop out on the desk, started writing, because my mind wasn't boggled up with all these other worries. I could kind of compartmentalize living in survival mode world and put it aside for a little bit and not worry about it and just focus on writing, thinking about memories and things like that. And I know I'll have to go back to survival mode, which is okay, so that's good. And the GoFundMe has also was way more money than I could have imagined. Helped lift me a little bit out of survival mode. I was able to buy some food for the house and things like that as well. Pay my internet. So yeah, but the good thing that's coming up is I have a new job coming up. It's gonna last for 10 months, and I'm gonna be working for a major pharmaceutical company doing peer specialist work with other people who have schizophrenia. And I'm going to be teaching them, I'm going to be running workshops on how to creatively express your feelings and your diagnosis. And it's going to be through, I don't think I'm supposed to mention what pharmaceutical company it's through, but they make aspirin. And they begin with a bay and they end with a bear. The Yeah, okay, I guess I can say it. There's nothing that said I couldn't. I haven't signed the contract yet. But yeah, I'll be working with Bear on running programs twice a week for people, um, both doing counseling, group therapy, as well as teaching workshops on how to express their diagnosis and their feelings in ways that work for them. Everyone's an individual, so we express things differently. So that's going to pay me. It's going to pay me like a part-time job, which is really nice. And so I'm slowly lifting. I'm able to. I'm bringing myself up out of up out of poverty as much as I can. So, and it's working. It's just working slowly, you know. I believe one day I will be flush and doing pretty well and won't have to worry about food and things like that. Maybe I'll even have a house or a boat. I would love a boat. I told my girlfriend the other day I would like to live half the year on a boat and the other half the year in a camper driving around the country. And I don't think she was too keen on that idea. um, but that just sounds wonderful to me. It might be because of just the life that I've led. It might be because of the life I've led that I just like being on the road. And yeah, I watched this vlog. It's called, what's it called? Y'all should check it out. It's a really cool vlog. It's called Philly and Keely. And they're a couple from Ireland who are traveling. They travel across for 6 months. They travel around the United States on a 6-month visa. And then when that runs out, they go up to Canada and do 6 months up there and then come back down and do 6 months. And they've been doing that for about 4 years. And they're a wonderful couple to watch. They're so funny and very healthy and entertaining. But I would just love to do that. Be in a camper with a dog, you know, and just go from campsite to campsite, national park to national park, and do a lot of writing and playing music. So someday that's going to happen for me. My goal this year was to get my driver's license back. The year's not over, but I don't know if it's going to happen. It's not that I don't need to get it back. I just need to go get it. Well, I guess I need to get it back too because I need to pay some old fines, some old taxes and stuff, I think. So yeah, my goal kind of this year was to pay that off and then go get my permit and get my driver's license. I can't really own a car because I'm not good. My brain doesn't work very good on paying bills regularly and finance and handling money. So unless someone else is handling my money, I'm not going to be able to own a car and upkeep that payment. Even if you own the car, you still have to pay insurance and things like that. And my brain doesn't work in order to think that way. There are ways to do it. When I was younger, what I would do is I would buy the car outright, and then I would pay the insurance for the year. And that way I would go the whole year without having to pay it again. And that worked really good for me. So maybe that's something I would do. But if I got my license, I could also just rent a zip car or something like that and go on day trips. When I was driving, almost every weekend, I would leave and go away for the weekend. And I would drive up to New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. When I was in Alaska, I would drive out to the villages with my son and my dog, and I just love to do that, and I really miss driving. So that's my goal. I don't know if it's gonna happen this year, but this year keeps surprising me. So I was telling someone the other day, um, I often don't ask God for things because to me it's almost silly, because God has been giving me things way better than I could have asked for, way better than I could have thought of or expected. Um, you know, um, I don't have an example right now, but God seems to give me threefold what I'm asking for. Um, I also say to people, be careful what you ask for with God, because if you ask for patience, God will often give you a situation where you need to grow your patience. Um, if you ask for resilience, you might go through a hard time in order to build that resilience. So be wise. I try not to ask God for anything, because God knows better than I do what I need, and will provide it for me. If and I don't really need to worry too much about it. So um, I know I get my most popular video is my video called My Experience with Demons, Psychosis, and Magic. And in that video, I kind of talk about how I really went through a crisis of faith and lost a lot of my faith. Um, in the time since then, the last 2 years, I've been able to grow my faith back. And it took a lot of conversations with God, and um, we're on good terms. And we're buddies again. And I talk to God throughout my day. Um, yeah, I wasn't expecting to talk about that. See, so it's 8 o'clock. Let's see, we got 6 people watching. Oh, I wish I had a guitar, I could sing you a song. I could just sing you a song right now. Oh, the sober men are plenty, and drunkards barely 20. But the men of over 90 that have never yet kissed a girl. But give me a rambling rover, they ornate down to Dover. We'll roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. Man, it's so beautiful out here. I would love to live out here, but not in the winter. Oh, this chair is hurting my butt. I would love to have a boat, but I know nothing about sailing or boats and stuff like that. I'm told that a boat, oops, knocking over my stuff. I'm told that a boat is just a hole in the ocean you throw money into. But man, I could be on a boat all day, every day. I just love it. I don't think I would ever get a sailboat because they seem so complicated and hard to do. And so I would just want a boat that I can just drive like a car. Oh, there's a couple down there dancing. Right there. Did you see him dancing? They're getting photos taken. That's really cool. This is a beautiful place for photos. I wonder if they just got married. Megan says, my great-grandfather used to build boats in Maine. Sailboats are a lot of work, yes. Um, the wooden sailboats, yeah. I was somewhere today. I was walking. Actually, I think it's right over there, and it says that they used to build big sail ships or something right in this dock over here. I think it would be so much fun. Maybe someday, someday down the road, to make travel videos and to go different places and make different travel videos. Because I watch a lot of travel videos. and travel vlogs. And I think that would be really fun to do. So, I'm in year 2 of my YouTube career. So maybe by year, what do you think? Year 6, I'll do. I'll be doing travel videos, going around the world. That would be fun. Where would I go? Go to New Hampshire? We're gonna be going up to New Hampshire soon. We're gonna be going up to, what is it called? Something Gulch. Um, Megan or Jody, you might know the Something Gulch along the Something Highway, and it's where I used to take Okami. And so, um, me and my friends are gonna go up there, hopefully this summer, and I still have Okami's ashes, and I haven't spread them anywhere because things have just been too crazy, and because I don't drive, so it's hard to get places. It's hard to get out in nature. There are no buses that go to a state park. Excuse me. The subway doesn't go to the state park, so it's hard to get there. So I still have a lot of Okami's ashes and a lot of places that I want to put them. And one of them is up at this place called Something Gulch. And up in it's not Poconos. What is it called? The Something Highway. It goes across New Hampshire and Vermont to Vermont. I don't remember. It's not the Ice Gulch. I can't remember. But hopefully we'll do it this summer, and I'll bring the vlog there. And um, I have a new song called I Miss My Dog. Um, it's difficult to play because, not physically, but emotionally it's still hard for me to play. North of the Appalachian Trailhead.
I'm not looking where I'm going.
It's some. I wish I was at my computer. I would easily be able to look it up. Well, it looks like my battery is running low. I'm at 20%. I think they're getting photos taken. I see some people getting their photos taken. We're so nosy. Yeah, so I'll have to end the live soon because the old battery's low. I'm gonna go get an ice cream. Thank you, Megan. And go back to the inn and try to write about Unit K. I'm just gonna do my best and just try to get all the facts out. Every random thought that I can think of that I might want to write about, put it down there on the page. And then try to move on. Look at them, they're making I bet they just got married. Yeah, it's not the Ice Gulch that I'm thinking of. And I can't remember the name of the highway, but as soon as I say it and remember it, you'll be like, oh yeah, everybody knows about that. I think it starts over in North Conway and goes across New Hampshire into Vermont. Oh, look at that dog. I love seeing the dogs. One day I'm gonna have a dog. One day I'm gonna have another dog, and it's gonna be the best dog in the world. Kangamangus, thank you so much, Megan. You are on the ball there, the Kangamangus Highway. And there's a gulch about halfway across New Hampshire, the Something Gulch on the Kangamangus Highway. But when I drove, I would go up to the Kangamangus Highway to this state park, and I would bring Okami, and I would go up early in the morning, drive up, spend the day hiking, playing in the rivers, and then drive back and then do it the next day. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoy driving and just kind of getting lost, you know. I guess it's harder to get lost nowadays because you have GPS, but I used to like just driving out and getting lost and finding new places. Well, my battery's gonna die, so I should get going. Thanks everybody for checking in. It's not the Rocky Gorge. It's one of those gulches or gorges, yeah, that I used to go to. And that it's, you know, it's like a river that goes, that stream that comes downhill and people swim in it and stuff. So hopefully get to that soon. The bugs are starting to come out too. I got little bugs crawling around my legs. All right, I'm gonna sign off. The flume, yes, the flume. That's the word, flume. I remember the flume. Yeah. So cheers to everyone. Cheers.
Alright, well, we'll chat soon.
And tomorrow, ooh,
Hi, guys.
that's a cool looking spider. Little tiny spider just came crawling up to where my drink was and was drinking the water off my cup. Today I was walking down the street and I ran into a raccoon, a big raccoon, like a big fat papa or mama raccoon, older raccoon. And I was just walking, and I was walking by this tree, and standing next to this tree, he's got his hand on the tree, and his other hand is like this, and he's looking at me like, what are you gonna do? And I stopped, and I was like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I'm scared, and I knew that I was scaring him. He was scared. So I stepped back, and I walked a wide berth around him, and he kind of started walking away, and then I was like, oh man, I wish I had my camera out. So I stopped, took my camera out, and I walked back towards where he was, and he was walking across a parking lot and stuff, and I got some video of him. So he's cool. I know people who don't live in the United States don't, you know, the people who live in other countries don't see raccoons very often. And we see them here in New England, I see them all the time. But this one was huge, he was really big. And he was just standing there like a human. His hand was up against the tree, and he was just looking at me like, what are you gonna do? So it was the cutest thing in the world. And I wish I had my camera out at the time, but I did get a little shot of him running away. So, and it's strange to see them out during the daytime. And this was like at noon in the middle of the day, and it was like 95 degrees out, and it's this little raccoon. He should be asleep in his little nest or den. So I felt bad for him. I think there's a bug in my cup. Oh, good. Oh, ho hum. Thanks for all the little hearts. When I go live at home, I don't see all the little hearts. So someone's sitting there hitting the little hearts thing. That's so cool. All right. I'm gonna get going. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And tomorrow's Wednesday. I head home. And really, I don't know what the rest of my week looks like, but I am vlogging. And yeah, so that's probably what I'll be working on. So thanks for tuning in, and thank you all for your support. I really wanted to hop in here just to say hi to everybody. I really enjoy chatting with you, and I noticed that on my Patreon there's an entry survey that asks you questions, and a lot of the things that people say the reason they go to Patreon is because they want to connect with other fans, other people in this community. And so I think it's wonderful that you all want to connect with each other. And so I figured going live, you know, if I'm live, we can all chat together. We can chat in the chat room and stuff. I really enjoy it. It feels like there's a nice little community growing. And yeah, and it was so cute yesterday when someone in the chat said, I'm a fan of you. Oh my God, that made me, it's such a weird feeling for someone to say that they're a fan of you, you know? And just to say it like that was just such a wonderful thing. So it was nice. I've been having fun. I always have fun when I go live. So, all right, I'm a little chatterbox. I'll see you soon. Bye.